Well, good morning from Maine. We have just crossed over the state line from New Hampshire into the town of Berwick, Maine, because we woke up just over the border, and if we're in the area, why not cross the line? Particularly because Maine is a state I have never ever been to before. And by setting foot over here, this officially makes 46 states that I have been in. Now over here at the town hall, which of course is almost aggravatingly cute, look at that. They're having a little crafters fair. And honestly, that's sort of the perfect way to kick off today. Doing something cutesy, because finally our haunted attraction bucket list was over. We went to Salem, we went to Haunted Overload, and now it's Allie's turn. It's time to roam around, do cute things, and go up to see the leaves.
That's a happy girl. That is what I came for, to see that.
I wouldn't trade this experience for anything. But first, of course, all these little crafts. And why not? Wow, look at that. Look at that huge bell back there. I've never seen a Liberty Bell that color before. Oh, look at all those little ornaments. Ooh, this table rocks. Uh-oh, Allie found quilts. Ooh, little quilted rugs.
I don't know what that is, but that's adorable.
Look at these. I thought these were children's outhouse chairs, but it turns out they're for potted plants. Oh, they've got so much stuff in here. Alcohol-infused chocolates, grown-up chocolate. There's lots of little nifty crafts in here, but of course we are heading back to New Hampshire today, back over the line, right after I use the restroom here in this creepy old-fashioned basement. Awesome. Well, half basement. Ooh. My first Maine restroom. Wow, what an achievement. We have a couple different goals in mind today, other than just doing cute things, and that is to get up north far enough to see beautiful fall foliage, try to see a real New England covered bridge, and at least one or two cute little towns. Now, Allie would really love to spend more time in Maine, but I think we're gonna leave that for a future trip. I think. So, goodbye for now, Maine. You weren't the main attraction of today, but we're glad we came anyway. Ooh, actually looks like we could spend a little more time crawling up Maine. You're in luck, Allie-Roo. All right, let's hit the road. Now, of course, all of New England is beautiful to Allie. There's just enough fall color everywhere, although it's not, peak fall color yet. Just enough. Every 3 seconds, she's like, pretty. Every house she sees is the prettiest house, even the plain-looking ones. So I imagine progress in terms of miles is going to be slow. I'm actually really impressed with how many back roads this route has taken us down. I mean, I knew it wasn't going to take us down a main interstate, but this way has taken us past so many little lakes and little stone walls and cute houses. There's some women painting a house white back there, like an old house, and Allie's like, I want to stop and paint their house. I mean, this spot here, we're just pulling over at random. And look at that, you could screenshot that and make a postcard out of it. Everything looks like a postcard. All right, I hate to admit it, Allie, but all the years, you're like, you have to take me to New England. You were right. You were right. Look at this. We were driving down that little road and we saw a sign that said shed sale, 300 feet. Look at this. This looks like something out of a movie. Look at this. Oh, and someone's coming. A cute little old person is coming, Allie. Wow. All this stuff is so cute. Look at this. Uh-oh. Allie's gonna go home with Pyrex from Maine. Look at these little town block buildings. Allie, look at this. You could buy a whole Maine town to take home with you. There's so many cute antiques here, and they're actually very cheap compared to what they would cost in an antique store at home. I guess that's because you'd have to be driving by and see the shed to get these prices. This place is like everything Allie's ever described about her dreams. They had a little pumpkin farm in the back of this place for her to work in. It would be exactly her dream. Look at this little shed. Oh, that's a happy girl out there, guys. I've never been to a more idyllic little roadside stand. Not only is all this artwork amazing, like all this little folk art stuff, but the setting is incredible too. It's one of the prettiest houses I've ever seen out here on the side of the road. And just across the road is an alpaca farm. How about that? Some Maine alpacas. Well, anyway, cute little roadside sales are one thing. We've got to keep cruising on down these little back roads and get back to New Hampshire, as we've got other stuff than roadside art on our New England bucket list. All right, just a little farther down the back roads, and whoa, guys, look at this. Our back road dead-ended into this lake. That's New Hampshire on the other side, and there's so many colorful trees over there. I can see the mountains starting, and that's where we want to be, up nearer to the mountains in New Hampshire. And we're hoping we'll see even more fall color, although I'm not going to complain if it doesn't get better than what we've already seen, because we have seen a lot of color today. All right, just a little farther down the road, and we're back in New Hampshire. Kind of. The left side of the road is New Hampshire. The right side of the road in this little town is still in Maine. This is weird, dude. We are driving down the state line.
That is so weird.
Okay, here we go. Left turn right here. And we're back in New Hampshire. Wow, look at that shop right there. Look at this. We didn't make it very far into New Hampshire before having to stop. Even I have to admit, everything about this is super cute. Look at this place. It looks like something out of a movie. Yeah, I know. It's beautiful in here. Look at this. Oh, amazing. Oh, you already found something. Wow, I have no idea how old this building is, but it is suited to an antique store. So many woodworking tools I could use. I'm a little bit scared that I'm going to fall and break everything in here. But other than that, it's pretty fantastic. No. What are you doing? You can't go in the Christmas room. It's too early for Christmas. It's too early for Christmas. Oh, a blow mold. I wish we were driving home, but it's probably a good thing we're not. Or Allie would take the whole state of Maine and the whole state of New Hampshire home with her. Well, this keeps getting better and better. This is one of the most amazing buildings I've ever been in. The old stairs, the old crooked floors, everything seems a little off kilter. This is neat for sure. I like seeing the fireplace in here and thinking, like, was this somebody's bedroom at some point? Weird. Was that their spinning wheel? Look at the book room in here. This is awesome. You know, as if the antique store wasn't cute enough, behind it, they're setting up a pie and craft sale for today. I'm not gonna lie to you, I was sort of selfishly half hoping that we would get to this part of New England and it would be kind of horrible, you know, because Allie's always like, we gotta go to New England, look how cute New England is. But unfortunately, it really is that pretty, and it really is that cute. Ah! All right. We really got to get going now. The sun is getting lower in the sky. New Hampshire! I don't know where the old one is, but the new one is great, gee whiz. Whoa, dude, just whoa. Look at this place. This is like something straight out of Something Wicked This Way Comes or Pollyanna. This looks like a Disney movie. This is crazy. Look at this sign. First normal school in New Hampshire. Huh, all the schools before that must have been weird. All right, well, we've seen more rivers, and now we're starting to see more mountains, which means we're getting closer to our destination. And we are about to check one of those things off our New England bucket list that is a must-do, a must-see. Something every little boy grows up and dreams of seeing with his own eyes. A New England covered bridge. Look at this, the Swift River Bridge, built in 1869 and apparently restored in 1991. They must have done a heck of a job because it looks great. This is awesome. This immediately makes me think of two things: the movie Funny Farm with Chevy Chase, and of course, Beetlejuice. Who could forget about Beetlejuice? I haven't thought about Funny Farm in a long time. Maybe that's why I'm always like, no, Allie, you don't want to move to New England. Your dog will dig up human bones. Look at this right here. I believe the town that we're sitting right next to is called Conway, New Hampshire. And the amazing part about this covered bridge, oh, look at the water out there. The amazing part about this covered bridge is that it's not alone. There's another covered bridge just down the river a little ways. Weirdly, you can't see one from the other bridge while you're on them, but how cool is that? Two covered bridges right next to each other. Wow, look at this view off the bridge. The water, the colorful trees back there, the mountains looming in the distance. This is incredible. And making me a little dizzy. And you just gotta be careful not to look down between the planks. Yikes. This is gorgeous. I don't even know why I'm so excited. A New England covered bridge. How about that? Who'd have thunk it? When I was a kid, if I saw a picture of a covered bridge, I just thought, oh, that's neat. They just wanted to decorate their bridge. I didn't even think about the fact that they were covering it to keep snow and ice off of the bridge. Now, of course, I know a little bit more, but that is amazing. Check this out at the other end of this bridge. Is this haunted looking house. Cool. How cool is it to live in the haunted house next door to the covered bridge, huh? Wow, just look at that, Allie. Look at that beautiful covered bridge. This is wild. I never thought I would be standing near a covered bridge in New England with you in the fall, looking at the fall colors, thinking about berries and whatever people think about the pumpkins. I don't know. This is rad. It's too bad we don't have a picnic basket. All right, we're gonna head down the road just a little ways to the other covered bridge and see what that looks like really quick. I believe the other one you can still drive across. Oh yeah, here it is, Saco River, 1890. Look at this, we're about to drive across an 1890 wooden bridge. A bridge from 1890. Here we go. Oh, that's so weird to have your car on wood. Oh, that was cool. But I feel better now that I'm off of it. I turn around and do it again, but look at that line. Ooh, and it's still going. Man, traffic backs up for that bridge. All right, we're now heading into North Conway because this is where our hotel is for the night, which was not cheap, let me tell you, because at this time of the year, the White Mountains of New Hampshire are very popular, especially since they're poised along the edge of the most famous place to go see fall foliage, maybe in the whole country. A very famous highway that we hope to see tomorrow. For now, though, time to get a little rest. But first, across the street, check this out. They've got gluten-free burgers and chicken nuggets. This is so weird, dude. They're hand-breaded with gluten-free flour, fried in their own fryer with French fries. I'm very excited to try this here at Wicked Fresh. Wrap burgers. Weird. All right, the sun is pretty much down behind the mountains, unfortunately, already, but this is what we're doing tomorrow. The Kancamagus Highway. The only reason I'm giving you guys a little sneak peek at where we're going in the morning is just because we saw a sign that said, "Brake for moose, hundreds of collisions." So I didn't want you to just randomly see a clip of a moose in case I saw one. Wow, look at this. This is called the Albany Covered Bridge. No moose yet, but at least we got another New England covered bridge under our belt. That's 3. Gosh, that is gorgeous out there. Still a little uncomfortable driving on wood, but you know, it's all good. In the hood of the wood. Yeah, I've got a feeling darkness is gonna descend on us quickly here, so we'll see most of this tomorrow in the daylight. But Allie's having fun looking at the leaves, so. All right, it may be dark, and apparently Allie is already freezing cold just from a few feet from the car, but we pulled over anyways to get a look at some of these little water features over here. Look at this. I mean, this is gorgeous. Nothing like this in Orange County. I can tell you that much right now. What do you think, Allie?
It's so beautiful. It's the prettiest thing I've ever seen.
Well, are you glad we came now?
Yes.
Now you're gonna make me try to come back here every year, aren't you?
Of course.
I was afraid of that. Oh, wow, man. This is gorgeous. She was right. New England in the fall is glorious. It's also cold. Darn cold. It's not really the temperature so much, right? It's how much it dropped. Jeez Louise. All right, too dark to continue for tonight. We're gonna hotel and sleep well, but we'll see you back on this highway, affectionately known locally as the Kank, tomorrow morning. Ah, there we go. That's so much better and so much busier, but I can't blame anyone for wanting to see this. It's a glorious morning. Took a while to find a parking spot for the car, but we made it back to the Kancamagus Highway. It's taken me days to learn how to pronounce that. Still not sure I'm correct. The forest rangers just call it the Kank, so that's what I'm gonna go with. It is amazing how so simple a thing as colored leaves can be so stunningly beautiful. Definitely a lot more full out here in the daylight versus when the sun was going down, but still totally worth the drive, worth the difficulty to park, because it is gorgeous out here. A little cold though, right?
Yeah.
That's okay. Hopefully we'll find a little more sunshine further along down the Kank. Gosh, this spot was beautiful. Had to come back in the daylight. Gosh, it is gorgeous out here. I can see why the Kank is the #1 leaf peeping highway in America. And I can also now see how all those Instagram or influencer types are filtering out all the green. There's a lot of evergreen trees here too. It's not all brown and yellow and red. Those filtery cheaters. I'm trying to get on some of the side roads here. Hoping we'll find some spots that are less crowded. It's pretty darn packed up here, but what else can you expect? It's October. Gosh, look at this. Allie, this is incredible. Look at that. All the leaves falling down. All the cute SUVs driving past us.
That's a happy girl. That is what I came for, to see that.
Okay, here we go. This is what we have been looking for the entire time. This is a great place for a sick pic. Look at this, Allie.
This is the most beautiful place I've ever been. I can't believe it. I wanted to come here for so long.
Are you happy now?
Yeah, I'd be happier if I could live here.
See, look at this. Look what a good boyfriend I am. And fiance slash husband slash lover. Wow, I must admit, this was all Allie's idea. But it is beautiful. What makes this all extra beautiful too is that there's a lot of clouds today, so the sun keeps coming out and going away, and it keeps completely changing the landscape. And then every few minutes the wind will kick up and you'll get that sound. Oh, that glorious sound. It'd probably sound even better if the highway wasn't so close. But then again, if the highway wasn't so close, I wouldn't have found this spot.
By the way, I should mention that we got these great views on this little side road called the Bear Notch Road, which was a lot more bare of tourists, let me tell you. It was way less crowded
than the main Kancamagus highway or whatever it's called. Kancamagus. The Kank! Now, of course, I'm not showing you every single thing we see today because we are trying to have a little romantic time together, but suffice to say, I mean, look at this place. So wonderful. I would like to take a longer 2 or 3 week trip out here in the fall some year. But of course, fall is always so busy for me, 1, and 2, it's pretty expensive to stay and play up in these White Mountains here, at least during the fall peak foliage season. Look at this. This is Passaconaway. This is all that's left. And Passaconaway, I believe, was the name of a Native American leader. I think his grandson was Kancamagus. There's so much history here that I don't know, but I can't wait to read about it, at least when I get home. Look at that. That is so gorgeous. What a place to be buried, huh? What a place. Part of why we came on this trip now, even though I knew we would have limited time and a very limited budget, is because I know myself well enough to know that every time I go somewhere once, it starts to sort of get my brain focused on the subject, and then I'll start researching the place, and then I'll want to go back and find all these cool stories to tell, you know? So this is one of those dip your toe in the water type of trips. Look at this place. I don't care what part of this country you're talking about. I love to learn about it. So many stories, so many places, so many wonderful things in America. The only bad thing about this place is that this is like Allie's dream house. So I'm gonna hear about how she wants a little New England house in the woods for the rest of my life. I guess I should show you things like this too, here while the highway is slowed down, because it's not all remote scenes and stuff like that. I mean, I like to shoot the spots with no people as much as anyone, but definitely expect crowds parked up and down both sides of the road for long stretches in either direction, especially from the waterfalls, which is why we haven't stopped at too many of those. There's a little Instagram on this highway and a lot of reality. We've seen a lot of Instagram versus reality spots, trust me. Having said all that though, it is still super worth the drive. I think this highway is only 27, 30 miles, something like that. But it is packed with foliage. Oh yeah, dude. A lot of people want to take sick pics right here. Can you blame them? Would have been even worse. Yesterday was Saturday, and the highway was 10 times more packed. See what I'm saying? But once you get the shot, you get the shot. Man, it's people from all over the world too. All different languages and accents. It's awesome. It makes me feel like we came to the right place, all right. Oh, look at this.
Sit, Brady.
Even the dogs love getting their fall pics taken out here. Look at that, there's no filter on that. That is the color of those trees. Nuclear neon trees. These people with the dogs have turned into a photo op. There's all these people taking pictures with them. Ooh. Well, unfortunately, the weather is now starting to turn against us a little bit on the highway. Still some pretty views to see, but the sun is definitely gone now, and there are still tons of people everywhere, and the wind is whipping up. But as much as I booked all this for Allie, I mean, we chose this place, chose this highway, came here for her. After coming here now, even despite the crowds and the Instagram versus reality of it, I wouldn't trade this experience for anything. This was glorious. Definitely worth the time, the money, even putting up with the crowds. Wow. What do you think? Happy?
Yeah.
You glad we came?
Yes.
Cold?
Yes.
Ready to go out of the Kancamagus highway and get some hot chocolate or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. Funny overheard things today at that last lookout over there. This lady was like, I just wanted to look, but it's impossible. And then in another one, there was a guy who was like, you're making me angry in public place, to his kid. It's like stressful with the crowds, I think, for a lot of people. But for some reason, we were loving it and having a great time. So, Kinky Manga. I'll get there, hold on. Kancamagus Highway, the Kank. All right, there's a lot more to this highway. There are trails, there are picnic areas, there are historic sites and waterfalls and creekside spots to check out. Some of which we've stopped and taken a look at. We've got another New England bucket list goal we'd like to achieve today if possible. So we're trying to make good time out of the Kancamagus and fingers crossed into another state. There's actually a lot of stuff up here I've always wanted to see, like Clark's Trading Post where they do the bear shows, or what's that, Storybook Land up in New Hampshire. Lots of different White Mountain things, the railroad, for example. We'd definitely like to come back. It'd be a lot easier if we found someone's house that we could borrow, though. You know, any of you got an extra house up here, let me know for next year. This is so frustrating because the entire west side of the Kank is all so much better than the actual Kank was. Every hill, every mountain covered with trees, so many cute little towns. We were amateurs. We didn't know what we were doing. I guess we gotta come back in the future big time. But it's lucky we made the choices we did, because now it's starting to rain out here, and I guess we couldn't have showed you much in the rain anyways. See, just look at this. We were supposed to be on our way to Vermont. That was gonna be the big exciting thing. I was just gonna jump cut you right to our next state. But around every turn is something else spectacular. Every single bend in the road reveals a scene more beautiful than the last. Look at this. Beaver Pond. That's what they call this. It should be called the Lake of Shining Waters. Or, if you want to be more accurate to the modern day, Lake of Drone Pilots. Because there's a lot of drones overhead. Look at that. What is that? Another drone. We did it! We made it! Well, not to our final destination, but we just crossed over the border to Vermont! I'm in Vermont! And it's welcoming us with a rainbow! 47 states, baby! Yeah, 3 more to go. Speaking of more to go, 1 more hour to go to our last stop. Oh my gosh, and look at Vermont. We are now near the town of Woodstock, Vermont, getting a bonus covered bridge out of the deal. This was genuinely unexpected, but it just happened to be on the way to our next and final of the day destination. At my grandma's house growing up, she always had a picture of Crystal Mill out in somewhere in Colorado, an old like ghost town looking abandoned mill along a stream. That picture always made me want to go and see like ghost towns and old timey things, you know. Well, for the last couple years, Allie has been looking at pictures of New England, wanting to come out and see the fall trees and the fall foliage, and one place that keeps coming up in pictures over and over and over again is nearby. It's not a tourist attraction, it's not a historical site, just a place that keeps popping up in pictures over and over again. And we're almost there.
Just 3 miles or so down this little side road along the river. Then up the country lane is a madhouse. Look at all these people.
You are clearly not the only one who sees this picture popping up all the time on the internet. I've literally seen many people that I saw earlier on the Kancamagus highway along this road now. And they've all come here, like Allie, in procession to see one particular farm from one particular spot.
This is the insta-famous Sleepy Hollow Farm. And dude, it lives up to the reputation, at least from the photo spot. But then again, Instagram versus reality.
Oh my gosh, you have wanted to come here for so long.
Yeah.
What do you think?
It's so cute.
Does it live up to expectations?
Yeah.
Even with all the people around?
It'd be nice if there was nobody, but
I don't think that's possible. Okay, so the funny part about the Sleepy Hollow Farm here is I read online somewhere, and I don't know if it's still true, but I read online that this quiet little farm that nobody's supposed to know about, a little back road, is owned by Joe Perry of Aerosmith. And you'll notice they got the security camera over here, a very nice fancy security gate with a fancy keypad. That's for a reason. I don't know if he still owns this place, but at least at one time, from what I read, unless what I read was a hoax, Joe Perry was rocking down there. Weird. All right, well, it's been raining on us the whole time out here, but we've got some great pictures of Allie right here, right on the margin, right on the edge of the private property. And believe me, apparently that is a very popular thing to do from all around the world. I hear Russian, I hear Chinese. There were some German folks out here. You know those Germans, they love their farms. Pretty sure I heard Hindi because I recognized one of the swear words. It is a pretty darn great looking farm. I mean, especially in the fall. Look at the nice fall foliage. You got the farm road up here. It's a beautiful setting. Good for you, Joe Perry. I hope you still own the place. Especially because if Joe Perry owns it, he's a rock star, he's got money. It makes sense why, there's no stand right here selling maple syrup or t-shirts or whatever. If you got this many people coming to your door every day, make some money off it, man. Come out here and sell these people some Aerosmith CDs. All right, gang, it's rainy. It's cold. Joe Perry's gonna get angry and come after us with a shotgun. And we've gone from Maine to New Hampshire all the way here to Vermont. 3 states I've never been to before, making it now 47 states I've been to. We've seen the fall foliage, driven the Kancamagus highway, and finally we brought Allie to the Sleepy Hollow Farm to see it with her own eyes. I think it's safe to say, my friends, we've done our duty. It's time for us to hotel and sleep well. Guys, please make sure you check out the links down below. Patreon, Instagram. We got an online store.randomland.com. And we'll see you in the next adventure. This. We're inside of the town hall. I've never been in a Maine town hall. You could almost say it's the main building around here. But we have one other New England bucket list goal on this trip that we'd like to capture. What was I going to say? Oh, well, at least the film is good. I can't talk.